Welcome back, everyone. It's the Bourbon Judge. Yes, we are back at it, and we have Short Barrel, the bee's knees number 3 in the courtroom today. Yeah, so really excited about this episode and about this bottle as well. So first and foremost, when you think about Short Barrel, a couple things come to mind. First and foremost, so I had these gentlemen on a little bit over a month ago, and these guys are a riot. I mean, they're good dudes. First and foremost, they are just good guys. They are hilarious. You can tell that they're really good friends, and I love that first and foremost. So definitely check out that live stream that I had with Short Barrel on. But essentially, the kind of clip notes version is 3 friends: Clinton, Adam, and Sam. They started their brand. Honestly, after truly one crazy night, they were like, "Hey, maybe we should start our own whiskey brand." They met someone that sourced barrels, so a distribution person, and they met him, and they decided to start their own brand. So they started to source whiskey. Obviously created this name, the brand name Short Barrel. Recently, in addition to obviously just sourcing barrels, they also purchased Old Fourth Distillery, located in Atlanta, Georgia, which is right where they're located. So, I mean, when you talk about the stars aligning for the team at Short Barrel, they really are. So they've had their own brand for a long time. Now they've acquired Old Fourth Distillery. So it's really cool. Love the whole history of Short Barrel. But honestly, what I love about this brand as a whole is, for me, I love the fact that there are a lot of new brands out there, Short Barrel being one of them. And I'm a big fan of newer brands, craft distilleries. So really excited for today's episode. All right, so let's get into the bee's knees number 3. So Mrs. Judge grabbed this bottle for me. But when you think about this version, so I have, Short Barrel bee's knees number 3. So for my version of batch 3, essentially this is a 50-50 blend of 4-year Bar Sound bourbon company, and 5-year Green River bourbon. So 4-year Bar Sound, 5-year Green River. They then blended it all together, and then they used 6 barrels that were originally, the first batch was 3 medium toast barrels, and then 3 medium heavy char barrels, right? So 3 medium toast, 3 medium heavy char barrels. Those barrels had honey in them, of course, at one point. They dumped it out, and then they filled it with the whiskey. So that's essentially it. The whiskey was in those ex-honey barrels for a little over 120 days. So over 120 days. I will say, after talking to Clinton on the live stream, Clinton is truly he is honestly an expert when it comes to blending. He's very creative, and if he tested it and it sat for a little bit over 120 days, I'm pretty confident that that this one is probably going to be pretty good. So I'm looking forward to diving into it. So what's the proof, Judge? This one, after they dumped it out of the honey barrels, it came out at batch proof. They blended it again. Those 6 barrels together came out at 112.5 proof. So 112.5. All right. MSRP. Woo, boy. MSRP, I think it's actually typically a little bit more expensive for ex-honey barrels. Like any ex-honey barrel finish, I've noticed that across the board. So MSRP, anywhere from $110 to $130. But that's honestly kind of the norm for the most part. Some exceptions, of course, but a lot of brands, to use a honey finish, it is more expensive. Hence the reason why the price point is $110 to $130. They're kind of honestly in line with most other finishes out there that are honey finishes that I've seen on the market for the most part. Again, there are some exceptions that are a little bit cheaper. All right, let's go ahead and get into the nose real quick here. All right, so I'm wondering, how good is this version of the bee's knees number 3? Let's dive into it real quick here. Woo! Oh, man. Goodness. This is nice. What's interesting about the nose, sometimes a bourbon finished in ex-honey barrels can be almost overpowering, where all you taste is the honey. In this nose, you actually get a lot of the traditional bourbon notes. You get your caramel, your brown sugar, smidge of leather. There's even a good, almost a cinnamon kind of a note in there. A good bit of oak, obviously from the barrels as well. So you still get a good blend of the traditional bourbon notes. It's not overpowering, at least on the nose. Of course, you obviously get honey here as well. Wow. But it's not like a pure honey blast. All right. Well, only one way to find out. Hey, real quick, 3 quick easy favors. Number 1, hit the like button. Number 2, drop me a comment. Let me know, have you ever tried short barrel in general, and specifically short barrel bee's knees? Number 3, yeah, I guess, how about even 1 or 2 as well? And last but not least, please make sure you all subscribe to the channel and hit the bell so you get notification each and every time I release new content. All right, here we go. Cheers. Woo! Oh, wow. That snuck up on me a little bit there. Here's what's interesting about this. So everything in the nose matches the palate, but that had a lot more spice, like almost like pepper notes in the mid back of the palate. I didn't get like a ton of like spiciness in the nose, but the mid back of the palate, very spicy. I would almost want to call this bad boy the spicy bee's knees. That's really good, actually. Let me get another one. Hold on, let me get another little sip. Oh yeah, it has a nice, good blend again of those traditional bourbon notes, the caramel, the leather, smidge of cinnamon, a good bit of honey. But the honey, they play very well together. It's not over powerful as it relates like to the honey influence. You know, sometimes you'll have a honey finish, and honestly, the only thing that you taste is the honey. In this case, these two definitely coexist very well together. They work very well together. You still get the traditional bourbon notes, but you also get the honey notes as well. And what I love on the finish is there's a really good blend of spice back there, almost like a peppery kind of a note. I will say, my man Clinton boy down in Short Barrel, he is doing his thing. So, in all honesty, right, full transparency, this is the reason why I am really excited doing a barrel pick with Short Barrel at the end of October. So me and a group of my patrons, we're gonna go down there. We're gonna have a blast. We're still not figured out just yet whether or not we're gonna do a finished bourbon like a wine or a honey or just a standard bourbon. But at the end of the day, for us, as long as it's great quality whiskey, we'll pick the best barrel possible. Short Barrel, their finished stuff, now I can say I truly have proof, as well as their non-finished whiskeys as well that they blend and so forth. They are all, and I can say with confidence, damn good. Hey, not bad at all, Short Barrel. Clinton, nice job with the blend, brother. Hey, folks, until the next time, this is The Buy. Peace, cheers, and as we say in this courtroom, most important, salute. Take care. See you guys.